Hi, I'm James, and today we're at the Tank Museum at Bovington looking at a rather famous tank here, which is Fury, the M4A2 E876W, although in the film that masquerades as an A3 variant because the Americans didn't use the A2 variant. The A2's got a diesel engine, the GM 6046 12-cylinder twin-in-line version. Now, if it had been used in British service, it would have been called a Sherman 3 because the baseline Sherman was the Sherman 1 and so on. The A suffix indicates it was armed with a 76mm gun, and the Y indicates it's got the E8 HVSS suspension. Now, it's worth noting as well that the W at the end of the American designation tells you it's got wet stowage where the ammunition was moved slightly and was put in cells that were basically surrounded with water. The idea being the shells wouldn't ignite as easily. Now this one was probably produced by the Fisher Tank Arsenal between January and May of 1945. The US Army registration number on it doesn't match any records, so that's thrown a little bit of doubt on it. Now the UK received 5 M4A2 76s. It's not sure how many of them were E8s. Most of the production went to the Soviet Union, who had 2,073 of this variant. It was used in action. There's debate as to where it was used in action, whether it was only used in the operations in Manchuria or whether it was actually used against the Germans. And I always found this one highly amusing. Rather ironically, the Russians liked it because they felt it was less prone to ammunition exploding. Rather ironic given the alleged nickname of Ronson in the West from the fact it caught fire first time every time. Now, a couple of things I will pick up, which is just bits of trivia. The wood on the side of the vehicle, I've heard it said that this is intended as added armour. There were attempts to add armour, but it's more likely these are used to deal with the vehicle when it's bogging down. There's not enough coverage for it to be that. It's also worth noting that you've got an extra machine gun on the top. Is an added 30 caliber Browning M1919 on the top. And the reason for this is actually fairly obvious when you look at it, because the 50 caliber M2 on the top is only really accessible if you're stood behind the turret rather than being in the commander's position. And if you watch the film Fury, particularly the scene where they're attacking the anti-tank guns, you'll see all the machine guns are being manned by the supporting infantry, which is a nice little touch. So that was added. It's worth noting the British tended to even remove the 50 caliber because the vehicle was high as it was felt that added to the silhouette. And not only that, the tank commander had more important things to do than actually join in shooting. Just an interesting little difference in doctrine. And the other thing I'll pick up as well is you'll see some of the jerry cans have got white crosses on them. The white crosses indicate usually that they're full of water rather than petrol. So it was just a way to avoid them being mixed up. So that was a very, very quick look at Fury. If there's enough interest, I can see about doing a longer video on that. Hope that's been useful, and I'll see you soon.